You're doing a great job of sliding up and all the way over to your right-hand side. If you have any small children whose feet don't touch the floor, they want to move them into the center away from the tram gates. Please make sure you have a pair of 3D glasses. If you do not have a pair of 3D glasses, raise your hand, pick it up. I'll make sure one of our tour ambassadors brings those by. Hello everyone, welcome aboard the world famous Universal Studios tour. It's good to see you. Welcome to Hollywood. My name's Rob. I'll be your tour guide. Hello, everybody's all set up here. Sit back, relaxing the way it should be. Richard's going to be our driver. Best in the business, my buddy. He'll be taking us through that 400-acre movie studio, the front and back lot. So I always suggest having cameras ready like that because you'll never know who or what you may see, because this is where your favorite celebrities come to work every day. And if you see one of them as we're driving around out there, you got proof of some here on the Universal Studios tour. Currently, The Voice, season 27, they're filming on our lot. Got a lot of activity down there. Anybody watching the new Suits LA, they've been using thumbs up. We're going to take the show on the road. Look over to your left-hand side and wave goodbye to everybody. Emily, I'll miss you. We'll never see you again. We're out of here. So great to have you on board. Once again, everyone, my name's Rob. I'm your tour guide. Richard is our driver. Let me introduce you another member of this tour, our co-host of the Tonight Show. Here he is, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience for one piece. You've got the very best guide,
Rob.
and the greatest driver.
Richard.
They're the best. I love that. Even though
Rob.
owed me $5.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
I know you guys are excited to get on the track, but first, a few safety rules.
Let's go over those quickly. If you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach out and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center seating of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio's private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't use the restroom, we'll go ahead and remain seated. Frankenstein, there's no smoking or vaping, please. And be prepared. Our tour today features loud noise and sudden cam movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You want to have your cameras out and ready for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks when you're on board. We started the tour. Now welcome to the Universal Studios timeline. On either side of this tram, you're beginning to notice quite a few movie posters, because out here at Universal Studios, we have more than 100 years of experience and history. What you're seeing right now is only a small sample of some of the thousands and thousands of films we've released throughout the years. One or two of your favorites, definitely some Oscar winners. If there's a title that catches your eyes and you haven't seen it yet, try your streaming services. Most of these are available out there as well. Or in movie theaters. Check out AMC and City Walk. I was telling you a little bit about the 400-acre lot that we're on here. So this place is so big we consider our own city. Like any city or town across this country, you need certain things in order to operate every day. For example, over here on your right-hand side, Universal Studios Fire Station 51, a real working fire department. Job these firefighters to make sure that we are safe on the front lot, the back lot, up in the theme park as well. We've got our own medical facility, a sheriff's substation, a bank and dry cleaner, even our very own zip code. There's a point to my bragging, okay, I promise you. That's because the man you're about to see on your monitors here, our founder, Carl Leckley, wanted to create a one-stop location where you can do all your filming needs from pre-production, which is the planning, the budgeting, the casting of a film, all the way up to the release. And we do that here at Universal Studios every single day. On your monitors, some of the archival pictures from opening March 15, 1915. You'll notice over on our left-hand side, some of our Stage 12, one of our oldest and largest sound stages, several seasons home to The Voice. That scene of Scarface where Al Pacino introduces him to his lethal friend. That was all filmed inside Stage 12. Now as we come to the end of the timeline, you'll notice the very last poster on your left, Oppenheimer, the 11th best picture win for an Oscar from our studio. Over here, on your left-hand side, this is the front lot. As we go by these sound stages, I'm keeping an eye on the red lights. They're right next to the door or above the door, sometimes in both places. If any of those are flashing, Lets me know they're filming inside, and I'll jump off the microphone. The red lights are called wig bag lights, and when they're flashing, we refer to it as burning in the industry. And you wait for them to go off, and you go inside. The big doors are called elephant doors. They swing open. You can bring in sets that way. Think about soundstage like a blank canvas that creates incredible environments inside. On your left-hand side here, these are 2 of the 3 sound stages that they currently use for Bel Air, the dramatic version of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And I got a couple stars from the series, Jabari Banks and Ollie Schultz, to tell you more about the work they do on our line.
So what is you put egg on the cheese? You put cheese on eggs on the cheese. It's right. Whoa, I'm gonna see some here. I'm starting to get loud. We could probably fit the whole Bel Air cast and crew in there. Well, we gotta get one of these for me. Sure. But look at y'all. The base yummy matching lives right here on the Universal lot. Right. Some of Bel Air's most pivotal scenes have been filmed right here. Alright, what have been your most memorable moments? Oh, I know, there's so many to choose from. You know, I love the feel yourself when Will first enters and at that moment his life changes forever. What about you? Well, the Bel Air Academy gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit in that cold ice bath, so ow, it's like, and now we're great. I still can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together. Hair, wardrobe, set design, props, and transportation. Yes, yo, Joko's the best. And we have the sweetest last for us to play with. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we better go talk to Transport now and let these people get back to the tour. Yeah, that sounds great. As long as I get to drive. Not if I've got the keys. Come on, man.
And you can check out Bel Air on our Peacock streaming service. Over here on your left-hand side, one of Universal Studios' post-production facilities. They work on shows like Bel Air. Sometimes they have to do some editing, adjust the audio, sometimes the picture of what was filmed. On your left-hand side, this hangar-type building, we call it the Mill. When Jabari Banks is talking about some of his favorite sets from the series, that's where they make them. Once they complete them, they take them to a soundstage or the back lot. Just sort of depends on what's needed at any given moment during the time. If it gets busy enough, they can work around the clock to keep up with that demand. Also on your left-hand side, there's a parking lot area. Every production has what we call a base camp. This is a base camp. And this is where they'll set up hair, makeup, wardrobe. And the stars have their own dressing rooms and trailers out here as well. You can see them real close to the soundstage, or they can shuttle cast and crew to the back lot or another location. Also over here on our left-hand side, you see these production bungalows. Among them, a Mark Blatt production, so we're bringing Wicked to movie theaters.
Hey, Studio Tour. You're seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes movie-making magic today, showing you up close how filmmakers, like me, bring our dreams to the big screen. After your tour, the magic of Wicked continues at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you can experience photo ops, props, and costumes from the film, and fun bites and drinks from Shiz and Emerald City. But first, here's a look at Wicked.
Come with me to meet the wizard. I couldn't test me. This is your moment. I'm coming.
If you think that's something to see, maybe it's your wish.
Very good.
Wicked to Wicked.
And as we go by these bungalows, typically you can see big name celebrities coming and going from these doors a lot. A ton of casting happens in here. Some of the most talented writers, directors, and producers are working or have been working on our lot. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, his company called 7 Bucks Production, that was his office on the corner. Also, Jordan Peele, Monkey Paw Productions. I mentioned Mark Platt. Believe it or not, they're already working on Wicked 2. His office is coming up over here on your left-hand side. So if you take a peek down this driveway, you'll see a Wicked balloon, okay? And then right next to it, there's an MP. That's his office where they're doing work on Wicked Part 2. Also on your left-hand side, there's one bungalow. It looks different from the other ones. Bungalow 5195. You see the silhouette on the wall there? It used to be Alfred Hitchcock's.
You said he could move into that office. I said, no, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. That should be a shrine, a museum.
Very exciting, just to know that he was there and walk by and know he was in that office.
Hitchcock is influenced every direction.
I saw Hitchcock once walking around the commissary.
Hitchcock had a bungalow on the line. I need to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I loved working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror. Birds, that was a really scary movie.
Birds? Oh, man. That had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course. Very good. Well, they all trying to bring masterpieces. Hitchcock is masterful.
Over on our left-hand side, some of our newest sound stages. Currently, the first one is being used for Lopez, right next door, St. Denis Medical. We're going to talk more about St. Denis Medical in a moment, but we're going to start heading into the back lot. This area over on your right-hand side, that is our Metropolitan sets. It sits on about 4 to 5 acres. You notice I mentioned that Suits LA was out here filming. They've got some parking spots. They're doing a lot of work out here. These are not real buildings, so they're what we call facades, just the front and side, whatever the camera's going to see. And look closely, because that's not real brick and mortar. Typically, it's plastic and wood. We're going to go down inside there in a moment, but Richard and I want to show you a couple more things before we do that. I mentioned a series on NBC called St. Denis Medical, starring David Allen Greer. They use the soundstage over here for the interior scenes on your left, and then this is really cool. Over on your right, the exteriors for the hospital. You've got the ER entrance, the ambulance entrance there too. You can see those on Peacock or NBC. Also, we've got these brownstones in front of us, very popular, and I've got a scene from Bruce Almighty that was filmed right there, so you can check it out as we go by. There you go, watch it. It looks a little different when you're bringing Jim Carrey and the dog. Now, on your left-hand side, it's a pretty famous sidewalk because some of these stars, like Clint Eastwood, came walking down the sidewalk. What about Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll? Also coming up over here on our left-hand side, we've got what looks like a movie theater. And Hobbs and Shaw, that was actually the nightclub. And now, had sort of a small-town feeling or suburbs. What about a big city? Watch this, I love this. We come around the corner, Richard's taking us into a large city. These streets have been about every city imaginable. They use this for American Ninja Warriors. They film the competition rounds out here. They do it at night. That way the sun doesn't get in the eyes of one competitor over another. Create an unfair advantage. These streets are also used as New York, and that's where my co-host Jimmy Fallon lives.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over? He's my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
So that's what it looks like behind the scenes. The camera can slide along the tracks there. The art department, set designers, they create the rest of the illusion. But it's New York. Got a little traffic in front of us, but it's a great spot to stop and point out a couple things here on our Metropolitan sets. Here's a little behind the scenes info. Doesn't matter what side of the train you're on, but use your eyes, okay? And looking at the windows in the bottom, using your eyes, follow those windows all the way on up to the top. You'll notice that some of them get smaller the further on up you go. We do that on purpose. It's called forced perspective. It makes these buildings look a lot larger than what they really are, because in all reality, they're only about 40 to 50 feet tall, but at home in the movie theaters, we have you fooled. These streets have also been used as Chicago and the Blues Brothers.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago,
When people ask me all of the movies I've ever done, it's the most satisfying and most fun. I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive, train with the best stunt people in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Guest because just didn't walk in anybody's house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing. We couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him. He saw a light on in this one house and knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here. We're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago. He's sleeping. He was America's Guest. I mean, literally that happened.
Some of you may recognize that these streets have also been used as Boston in the Series 10. Check this out from behind the scenes.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind the scenes look at my Peacock original event series, TED, It's a prequel series set in 1993. That means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston.
So those are some of the streets, when I paused it there for a moment, that we've just been driving down in this area.
Back in the day, using exterior sets and facades that Europe.
That's right where we drove down.
See on the tour. But I should warn you, TED is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
So we're going to take our turn in a moment to head on up this hill. Before we do that, one more thing that they use our Metropolitan sets for. You'll love this. Stunt sequences. Think about it. You don't have to get special permits, reroute traffic. You can do some sort of amazing stunt work. Not all these scenes were filmed in our back lot, but you could have Matt Damon's stunt double go jumping from a rooftop into some candy blast below. Now, as we leave our concrete jungle behind, we're going to head to the jungle of Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like films that just take you away from real life and sweep you up into adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you encounter monsters and creatures from prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
But before we go to Skull Island, please everyone, remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram. No camera lights, please, and hold on to those personal belongings. It will certainly get bumpy on our trip to Skull Island. And check this out. This is pretty cool as we start driving down inside this tunnel. This was created to build the suspense and experience by our creative team here at Universal Studios. Sometimes you can even sort of feel the energy as you start pulling down inside this tunnel. Once again, everyone, please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram. No camera lights. And we'll be headed to Skull Island here shortly.
We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality. He's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island. So he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times, and he wears the scars of a lot of ancient battles.
Once again, everyone, please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram. No camera lights, please, as we get ready to start our adventure to Skull Island. Thank you.
The Universal tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife of Skull Island. In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We are just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day, another incident on Skull Island, using the creatures and the character and personality of Kong as he appeared in the movie.
Well, let's go to Skull Island. 360 3D. Give yourself a round of applause. Great job, everyone. Decent go ahead and take off your 3D glasses, but hold on to them. Hopefully this will aid around the tour. What'd you think? You like that? Semi-fresh, edited smile. Okay, got a thumbs up over there, pretty good. So, here's the good news, that's just the normal. Plenty more surprises ahead for everyone. Now, during that, I heard a little bit of laughter. I heard some screaming, and that's okay. Listen, I do not judge. You can't see it. Don't tell Richard, but when I go through sometimes,
there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
So you may notice that we're back driving through our Metropolitan sets. Take a peek down on your left-hand side. You can see at the very end there, we've got some picture cars. There's a New York taxi cab there, some New York squad cars. That area is still being used for Suits LA. This area that we're traveling through is called London Square, used for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mickey Kaling project. I mentioned that The Voice, they move sound stages, so they work in this area a lot. Cast and crew typically park here. Catering's brought in, that sets up over on your left-hand side. We work long hours out here, 14, 15-hour days. We don't have the opportunity to leave the lot or location, so they bring in the food. We all eat together under a tent. Sometimes they bring in what we call lunch boxes. They set it up that way. Also over on our right-hand side is beautiful, designed by Tristan Eden, homage to our Universal Studios Monsters. That was painted using spray paint cans. Pretty impressive. Now, I mentioned that The Voice, so they're working in this area. Stage 34 that we're passing right now acts as a makeshift mill. So a lot of the stages that you see on The Voice, that's where they make them inside there. And then it's not so hard to then bring them out and bring them around the corner because the sound stages where they film The Voice are over here on your left-hand side. Stage 30 and 31, you see the big red and black V logo right out there. Now, you may have been watching last year and realized, or last season realized, that Reba McEntire was one of the coaches. She has another job that she does on this lot. That's right next door, Happy's Place, if you're watching that. They use stages 32 and 33. Now, there's this body of water. It's had a bunch of different names throughout the years of the studio tour. The studio tour is 60 years old. When it first started, it was sort of referred to as the Alligator Ocean. I thought that was kind of clever. Now, we pretty much refer to it as Park Lake. You gotta use your imagination a little bit, but I'm gonna help you with it by playing a scene. This was also the Amazon River for the 1954 classic film, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Little trivia, if anybody remembers the name of the boat, it is Rita. And what about the Gill Man? That was his home underneath the water. There you go, there's the Gill Man. Creature from the Black Lagoon. In the mid-80s, there was this TV show called Tales of the Gold Monkey. They built a Monkey Bar Hotel out there, and they had this big seaplane called Cutter's Goose. It was supposed to be like this really exotic location of Bora Bora, but they didn't have the budget to go that far, so they created it right here on our back lot. You know, that happens more often than you probably realize. You don't get a very big budget. You can't afford to travel overseas. Certainly some different options. Park Lake is one of them. Where we're headed to now is another one, and that is called Little Europe. But I'll be honest with you, we haven't always used it as Europe. For several seasons, it was part of The Good Place. And if you're familiar with the TV show The Good Place, then you know all about the afterlife. But I bet you've never been, which is a good thing, right? Get ready, though, because Richard's going to be taking us into the afterlife. If you're like, Rob, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've got a couple of scenes from the series that I'll show you. It stars Kristen Bell and Ted Danson.
Yeah, Eleanor Shellstrop, our death.
Come on, this location, the afterlife. Come on, I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
So I'm going to pause it there for a moment. Fans of the series, you'll recognize over here on your left. That would be your orientation. You arrive, you go through orientation. You'll see behind there the facade. It says all chocolate everything. And then directly in front of us, this is why I paused it here. That's the yogurt shop. Still painted with the same trim. The only thing missing is yogurt, yogurt, yogurt. But you get an opportunity if you want to try to peek inside there, or any of these facades for that matter. You can tell how long that they've been out here on our lot. Also, fans of the series, you'll recognize on your left-hand side, the railway station. Did it take you to the good place or the bad place?
Risk going to the bad place?
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
And over here on your right-hand side, what I can confirm to you is the very, very, very bad place. It's called the Court of Miracles. It's where some of our Universal Studios monsters got their start. Dracula, Frankenstein, the werewolf, the Invisible Man. Oh, you know what? If you got your cameras out, he's standing right there. I got a few of you. I know. I had to. You're missing an hour of sleep, so you're sort of primed for me to pull that one off. So let me show you what it looked like in the 1930s, though, when those monsters were roaming in this area. Check this out.
Get out the money. Please all of you can lock the women indoors and wait for me.
So you get an idea of the history out here. This area was also used in Pirates of the Caribbean, starring Johnny Depp. That was Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Pearl. Throughout the year is 40 pages. If you work in the industry, you know 40 pages is a lot to get through in one day. But check this out. All the work that went into creating the underground subway system. On the left-hand side, the director's chair, the camera, the monitors can play back. After a scene's cut, the director can play it back, determine if they want to do another take. And then you've got also on the left there, you've probably seen that before, hair, makeup, wardrobe. But at the end, we call that craft food. That's where you get snacks in between your meals. Oh, hold on a second, it's a slight tremor. Not a big deal, it's California after all. But let's open up the door. I want to get out of here. Listen up, everyone. Stay seated, hold on to your belongings. We're going to ride this out. I can always tell some of the folks that are visiting because you're smiling after everything, right? You smile in California because you know it's all movie making magic, right? So I was talking to Richard. You were saying you all are our favorite group so far today. Got to do something special for you. I know it gets busy when you're trying to see everything in Southern California. We're going to make it easier for you. On a gorgeous day like today, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to the island from Steven Spielberg's drawings. Everyone, please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram. Oh, I know there is a sign that says beach closed. That was earlier today. I didn't want to scare you, but I'll just be honest. There was a huge shark on the loose, but they caught it. Some of you don't believe me, right? Let me prove it to you. It's hanging at the end of the pier right there. If you want to get some pictures of it, feel free to do so. You can hashtag it Big Fishy. I don't know. It's your social media. It's up to you. But it really is a gorgeous day. It's me in the morning. I get off of work today, maybe for seafood, bubblegum shrimp, Antonitas fish tacos, all of them. Nobody's listening. Oh, what's going on? Oh, that's wrong. Oh no, there's another shark. Okay, listen everyone, stay seated. We're safe up here. But give me a second, okay? I gotta call the bosses and let them know. That's my friend George. He's still in the... George, You can't help me. George, get back to the boat. There's a second shark. If you don't go faster than the... Oh. Oh, no. Here's one of my closest chunks. If I ride home. Here's a brave man. He have a lot of guts and they're floating in front of you right now. Keep an eye on that white barrel at the end of the pier. We put some bait underneath there. So if it moves, then we know that shark is still in this area. There goes the barrel up here. This was a horrible idea. It's my fault, Richard. Those are gas cans. Oh, no. And I can read lips, but it's an English one. So we're going to talk more about Jaws in a moment, but in this area, take a look around. If you're a fan of Murder, She Wrote, this was a good one.
Oh wait, what's the shirt?
So now I live out here in sunny Southern California where the weather is nearly perfect every day. Hey, look, I can't complain, really love it. But what if I'm a director and I directed, let's say, a horror movie? You can see horror movies all the time at night. There's a big storm, thunder, lightning. How do we do it? Welcome to Old Mexico. I'll show you how we make it. Left hand side, you see we've got some puddles out there. We've done this demonstration a few times today. We're going to have to dump water. When a storm is headed our way, one of the first things that you hear, thunder, just a loudspeaker. The lightning is here, the building is over there, is strobe lights. So with the flip of a switch, I can go ahead and then turn on the rain. Let me, I'm going to turn it up so you can see it sort of better. There you go. Now we use a very, very fancy, expensive system to do this. It's called a sprinkler system. But the sprinklers are pointed up, shoot some water in the air. When it comes down, creates a storm. And you got a little bit more lightning around this area, right? There you go. Through the thunder, boom. You can bring this on location. The sprinklers hook it up to the water source, set up the cameras, and you can start doing your filming. Whoa, is that a lot of rain coming down all at once? Okay, so you know what happens next. A flash flood. It's on its way. Heads up though, if you're in a blue seat, you may get wet. Yes, they are.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Here it comes. All our water is recycled, so it can back up to the top and drop at the next time. We do that more than 100 times a day for our guests. Lady Gaga and her music video Judas stood in the middle of black rug in her stunt work. In this area that we're traveling through, can also be seen these sights of Nacho Libre. I was going to keep dancing that. So, as we look behind this area, I mentioned we're going to talk more about Jaws. This time, we're not going to go through the ride, we're going to go behind the ride. And as we do, we're going to let Steven Spielberg tell us about how it was all created.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a greater circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what we had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical truck that would come out of the water and terrify tourists if they were sitting in the fence. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws. Look, everything you've done for me. I will say, consistently, the shark.
Left-hand side, we can't go down Colonial Street because they're filming The Burbs. It was also used in Desperate Housewives. as Mysterio Land. Steven Spielberg has a long history with us here at the studio.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Grey Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. When everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. Those movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on location, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film.
Back if you're a true crime fan, I bet you know his name, Norman Bates. Yeah, he used to own the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's films. Like, if you're familiar with the story, you know he's a bad person. I think it's under new ownership because recently the office door light ended up being turned on and there's a car in the parking lot. But I don't know any more details than that. But it just has been sitting here for a. Oh no! That's him. That's Norman Bates. He shouldn't be here, and neither should we. When he closes the door, let me know we'll take off. Sons of my eyes, what's going on? Oh, no. That's gonna get a bad Yelp review. Oh, uh-oh. Hey, Norman, haven't seen you in a... Oh, I've seen that. Don't you dare do it. Norman! Norman, put that knife away. I'm gonna tell Mother. Car 4, we gotta get out of here. He really is psycho. Oh! You may remember that Norman was living in this creepy looking house coming up over here on our left hand side. One of the sets just go by, look at the second story window, because sometimes you can still see Mother in a rocking chair looking there. If you want to way better, go for it, I don't. She simply scares me. Second story window. Do you see Mother up there in that rocking chair? Yeah, so if you see somebody who looks, she's a little dehydrated. Just a Botox appointment. Horrible jokes, it's only gonna upset Mother. And now, welcome to Steven Spielberg set War of the Worlds. You can see how massive this is and all the detail that went into creating it. As we drive through here, keep this in mind, okay? Everything you see around you was created for what turns out to be about a 4-minute part in the actual film. So all this work for 4 minutes. Listen to the sound design. It sounds like the electricity is pulsating through the wreckage of the plane. You got the sirens, the horns honking. As you look around here, let me play a quick scene from the film that we haven't seen in a little while so you can check it out. Watch.
The airplanes across sunset. There's other reasons.
And then there's a crusty basketball.
It was all designed around the vision of Steve.
We are expecting the president to address the nation with updates from his visit to the UN yesterday morning. After declaring a worldwide state of emergency 2 nights ago, the president has met with leaders from Russia, China, and North Korea. For the first time in history, we are working together for one common goal, to protect our home Earth. The attack began and estimated 200,000.
So this is a real 747 plane. It had been retired. We actually got a pretty good deal on it. It was like $60,000. They cut it up into pieces, shipped it out here to California. That cost $200,000. We've got about 10 minutes left to the end of the tour. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly. If you have a medical emergency, please pull the red emergency cord and remain seated. Thank you. We've talked about generation-defining directors like Alfred Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg. Let's talk more about Jordan Peele. Because in a moment, we're going to be driving you right through some of the original sets from his sci-fi thriller hit Nope, Jupiter's Claim. To tell you more about the production of these sets, here's the Oscar Emmy Award-winning writer-director, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the Winking Well, and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso Experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of a UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
I think we're gonna take that advice and get out. It's definitely not for us. Uh-oh, now I'm getting an emergency call. Okay, you know what? Let me just patch this in. We'll find out what's happening together. Hey, Agent, I'm on a tour. What's wrong?
Okay, this might be more serious than I thought.
More serious than a UFO? I doubt it. Anybody recognize this guy?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, international crime syndicate led Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's purpose is to every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, kill them.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of this guy stepping in just whenever you feel like it. Don't you...
Sorry, gotta do it.
We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control.
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you in Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
All right, look, guys. We're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. But to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here. So put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone will keep us away.
Take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay. I'll meet you here.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And the where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in another.
You see what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're out. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting.
Go ahead, put on your twin glasses.
My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Levy ready to roll.
Okay, hold on everyone. Richard's going to use the same location. We're going to hang out in the underground parking garage right next to the tram plaza. It's empty. Not many people even know it's here. House and the crew, they're going to get in front of us to make sure we got a safe path all the way back. We're almost there.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Lenny, hook him up.
Hit it!
Now we're moving.
Yeah, look out!
You give me the witness to rid of them, we call it a day! The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Call it the...
Way to go, Lenny. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Hit the nitrous.
We're not gonna make it!
Ride or die.
Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
And as we wait for the opening of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster next year, we're bidding farewell to Fast and Furious Supercharged, which means you were among the last guests to experience the original attraction here on the back lot. To stay up to speed on Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, visit our website, follow our socials for updates. We're going to head all back to the theme park.
That was the last time.
Disneyland in 1956. Nothing left. The chance the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down and the pirates don't eat the tourists.
Well, it's nice to find a fellow with a keen sense of humor.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Back into the darkness of another time later. Some night I will be.
Each and every man under my command owes me 100 net scalps. And I want my scalps.
Welcome back to the tram plaza. Everyone cruising into the tram comes to the complete stop. And one of our tour ambassadors unlocks these gates. That's our signal. It's safe to stand up and then carefully exit the tram. Gather up your personal belongings. But your day here in Hollywood's never officially over till you hear these words. And that's a wrap, everyone. You were fantastic. Thank you so much for seeing all the movies. Have a great afternoon here at Universal Studios.